our ESL Open Cup coverage today, and then go from there. Of course, still fantastic game coming up here, as in the bottom right side, our red Zerg is Dragon Kaiser Gaming's Dark. As in the top left, our blue Terran, it is ByuN. So I have some predictions for you guys as well. Just give me 1 second, and then we can fully focus on our game. ByuN and Dark were doing a lot of chatting ahead of this game starting up. Not sure what they were saying, but they were busy in the party chat, chatting away. So that might continue a little bit at the start of the things, start of our action here. As we just have ourselves the first drone going to come about. Just going to go sit on the low ground for a couple of moments and maybe chilling over there for a little. As we do have ourselves the catch gas pool all coming in, barracks coming up. Whatever ByuN is saying, Doc is going to put a little bit of a sad face too. As yeah, we get this underway. Game number 1 of our best of 5 finals. Instant road drawn from Dark. ByuN has been, again, not building the Reapers as much recently. But yeah, Dark's just going to go instant road drawn here anyways. He's going to get very aggressive to open up this best of 5, so that's going to be his plan. As we see that develop. We'll see if ByuN can A, figure it out, B, get a response to it. He is going to have a Reaper, so he's going to have some scouting information available to him. Important that that Reaper does get a heads up about this, otherwise life might be a little bit difficult for you. That road drone coming through. That tree is going to be finishing in just a moment. The Queen's still popping out here in just a second as well. The Roach is just going to build up. We do have a couple of CCs coming by. Just going to be seeing the CC in that natural expansion getting set up. So bringing that through. Another command center over on the edge here as well. Getting that up and running as well. For the moment, get that going. Barracks continuing, just going to be seeing our CC and the orbital continuing up as well, so still a lot of this just getting established. Our roaches begin to make their way across the maps. They will do exactly that for a little while. Again, a couple of barracks still coming through, the CC coming in, the Marines are producing also. A lot of setup for at the moment here as our roaches will try and run up this ramp. There's going to be an SCV that will get picked off, so an SCV that goes down immediately. Now the other SCVs pulling forward. I'm just going to be seeing a couple of Marines continue to put some damage onto those roaches. So, again, a few more shots off, a little bit more damage being dealt. And do you see the roaches and Ravage continue through? That's already 7 SCVs dead. The bunker may not ever... Well, bunker should get up, but what's actually going to be in the bunker? I guess 2 more Marines. Well, 1 more Marine because one of them got killed off. Well, still good damage early, of course, from Dark, who will sit here with the Roach Ravage and can ping away at a depot. Any extra damage you can find right now would be pretty neat. As another corrosive ball comes in. ByuN has got a 3rd CC to make rebuild SCVs with, and he's only down 11. That will increase a little bit more still before we're done, of course, because, well, you know, we're in a situation where Dark is, able to drone up fully at this point. He's killed a lot of units as well as these workers, so he knows there's no immediate fear of a counterattack or anything like that. But we'll go down. Our concussive shell is still about halfway done. Our Marauders producing through as a couple of Ravages is going to go nip away at the orbital command and do a little bit more over there. It's just finding as much as possible. As you see the biles coming up, the Overlords are going to move around. Link speed on the way as Roaches continue to produce as well. Are those yellow minerals on the ramp? Can you farm them? Yes, but they're designed as like a blocker. So there's only like 14 minerals, so it's like it takes a drone 2 trips to mine them out. It's designed as a way to kind of stop you taking this base super easily, but still to give you access if you put the workers into that gold mineral line. So it doesn't benefit you in terms of actually mining them, into other than just opening up space. It's kind of a newer concept that's developed over the last couple of years, I guess. We had some maps earlier than that with it, like Thunderbird, I think, had a mineral blocker. It's just a different way to block the map that can't be killed by an army. You specifically have to have workers or so So usually the aggressor will struggle to break down those minerals, whereas the defender can kind of open up the minerals more easily. So that's kind of the logic there. That it's kind of like a blockage. You know, instead of having rocks, which like the attacker could then take down, it's something that is much more easy for the defender to take down than the aggressor, essentially. It's a cool idea. It's actually used quite a lot in maps nowadays because it is just kind of a cool usage of something that kind of makes it so that you can kind of have actual blockages on the map that aren't easily cleaned out all the time. So, Adsi, thank you so much for the 55-month resub. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. There's a couple of piles coming down. We're going to knock down the bunker already, so bunker gets knocked. We're going to see some lings chasing forwards. The ByuN's going to back away and just going to have our units just jumping straight on through. A few more corrosive piles. Bunker is going to take some damage there as well. Make this another bunker over on this side. It's going to take a few shots, and it does definitely seem right now as though we've got ourselves a push through here from Dark that is doing very well. All the bunkers buying you some time as ByuN, but that's pretty much all they're doing, buying you a little bit of time. Let's do have the SCVs pulling back once more. The Ravagers are going to come back through, and a Marine gets picked off. Depot just going to get picked here as our Ling Ravager. Going to come through, a few more biles to try and get some SCVs. The bunker will fall, though. It's obviously not going to be too pretty either, as the rest of our Lings still streaming forward and looking to just clean this one up. Let's see a couple more biles. Once again, Marine's still chasing through. Ravager's still having to back it up. Just like really feel as though Dark has done enough here, because he has a lot of army supplies still over ByuN, and of course now there's not really any defenses in place. It's going to be even tougher for ByuN to deal with future attacks, and so the GG feels inevitable, and Dark will take game 1 of the best of 5. On the top left hand side, up one map, our red Zerg play here is Dark. The bottom right, our blue Terran player, the Shopify Rebellion's ByuN. Alright then, game number 2. Get this underway, see what's going to happen. Two barracks going to go on the low ground, so we are going to see ByuN opting towards some of the Reapers here for this one. And he's going to go back to that Reaper-based opening. Again, we'll see what kind of follow-up he'll do to it, because ByuN is very creative with his follow-ups. He does so many different things usually. So there's bound to be something kind of interesting to come along with this in the early minutes as we get this set up. Barracks number 2 finishes up. No third racks is worth noting, because that is something that ByuN will do a lot of the time. As we do have the couple Reapers coming through, the hatch pool and stuff just coming about. It's going to be seeing the couple Reapers continue to build for the moment. If it comes through, a couple Lings will start taking some nibbles. We do drop a grenade to bop a Ling around just a little bit. And we've got ourselves the Reaper able to get at least one Zergling to start. Again, any Ling you get early is kind of nice. Just going to be seeing the Reaper continue to be chased by a few Zerglings there. The couple drones are coming out. The command center is building through. It's going to have our Reaper moving back towards the middle of the map. TC coming in. Just going to see the Reapers pinging away at the hatchery. Again, another couple of lings for the moment. Pulling back just a little bit longer, and that Queen's still there to try and keep on being busy. The Reaper's back around the top side, just trying to see what it is exactly that they can get up to. Gonna hop towards the main base here as they head up to the high ground. Gonna start picking our way through a few of those lings. We hop up, we hop down, we hop up and hop down. Having a good little time of it. And a couple of command centers building out on the side of ByuN, Starport, the Tech Lab, the Reactor. All the good stuff coming up still from our Terran. A Marine on the way out and potentially start up a stim pack upgrade there as well. Get that underway. Gonna be seeing link speed still about halfway through. A few drones coming up. Queen's coming in. Our factory gonna go land over to the edge as well. It's just gonna get that up as well. Get everything up and running. Well, Queen's come over. Reaper's gonna get chased about. Stim pack coming through. Link speed, drones, all coming out. I was just gonna be seeing how Reapers are gonna go and drop a grenade. The creep tumor does go down, so that creep tumor gets picked off. Gonna be having still our Banshee Marines and all the rest getting settled. And the Reaper's gonna come forward once again. A couple of grenades there, gonna knock down both of those creep tumors. Just gonna take those out straight away. Is this live? Yes, this is the ESL Open Cup Korea every Monday. ESL Open Cup Korea action. Today is no different. As that bailing nest comes up, another drone just going to be going through, and a few lings and a couple of queens on their way out as well. So again, just a lot of getting set for the moment. Engineering Bay is going to be on the way, making a couple. Little Dog just has the early bailing nest to keep himself very safe. He's not going to be susceptible to really anything at all here early. Again, that stim pack is coming through. So bringing that stim pack up, a couple engineering bays still coming about. Again, a lot of other bits and pieces can establish for the moment as engineering base still comes online. Got ByuN into his own upgrades in just a few moments' time. So getting those up and rolling as our Marines will move forward. So many lings of Dark going to run around into the center of the map. They're going to move straight into the middle here. They're going to look to try and poke forward a little bit as our Marines will stim up. The Reapers move about. Marines are going to go capture themselves an Overlord on the high ground there. It's just going to pick that off as well. So that gets taken down pretty much immediately. And this army of ByuN still sitting around in the center. For just a few moments. There's some Marines coming through, a couple of quick teamers going down. This is going to start picking their way through some rocks, opening up the map a little bit, but the Marines are right here, and they're going to be able to get onto a couple of those to get some damage done. That tree goes down, probably in the bottom left in a moment or two. Banshee getting a creep tumor or so. I'm just going to be seeing a few queens still moving forward. The Spire on the way from Dark. Are we actually going to see him play a little bit of Ling Bei Muta? It's a very fun way to switch things up a little bit here as well. So some Ling Bei Muta going to be on the way out. Going to be part of what we head ourselves into. 1-1 upgrades are coming about for the moment as our Marines, our tank, our medevacs all continue to build. As the Marines just chilling out underneath and just having ourselves a 1-1. And for the moment, about halfway done. Big push in, and ByuN already going to find himself a cancel on this 5th base. Now, ByuN, Dark has a base in the bottom left as well, so it's not a 4th base cancel, which would have been nice. Obviously, denying a 4th base, this really is usually a pretty, major hindrance to them. going to unload, just going to be seeing the Queens taking some shots. The Marines will continue forward, the Queens will continue to go down, the Mutas coming through again, the Lings just going to continue across as the Mutas continue to take a lot of damage. The Banes are going to crash in, the Medevac has to lift up and back away. Just able to grab that Medevac and that will fall, as we still have the 2-2 upgrades on the way up from ByuN, so bringing those through. The missile turrets coming by as well. We've got ourselves Mutas, Lings, the +2 melee, all of that continuing by. Going to be having ourselves the missile turrets still building up as we drop by for a little bit more crit spread. Mutas realize that they may be able to go over to the side there and pick up the tank, but not quite going to be able to. Actually, the main going to find no defenses, no Queens, no Spores. And so ByuN's going to nip through a few of those drones, and again, keeping Dog very busy. Dog going to be drilling on upgrades here as well, for sure, as our Marines continue to fight. A few more Lings going down. Our tanks will unsiege. They will back away down to the south. 2-2 melee upgrades still building on the side of Dog, +1 flyer attack about to complete. And a few more Zerglings continuing up as our drones come through as well. Marines pick through a few more of those Lings. Still got the little bit of a push forward for a moment as we see extra tanks are going to unsiege. They're going to go pull back down to the bottom left-hand side. We've got the Thor, we've got the Marines, we've got the Widow Mines all building up here as well. The Mutas come through, they're going to do pretty well for themselves. I'm just going to be seeing now the continuation of this for a couple of moments. Just going to see how Mutas are going to try and dive on top of a Thor to start out with. They're going to be able to get that. The Marines coming through as well. Now we got this push on the bottom left-hand side and the top right. ByuN really trying to pressure his way through this, trying to get as much done as plausible. I think in the end he's doing extremely well. He's now in the main base as well. ByuN's just everywhere. Dog supply is starting to drop. I don't think he can really keep up with the pressure that ByuN is bringing to the table at the moment, because it is a lot of pressure. ByuN is absolutely just not stopping. The Marines in the back going to get picked away at as well. They are going to go down. And those Mutas going to try and go after the other Marines as a couple of grenades go down. The Lings still taking a lot of damage. Our Baneling's getting kind of busted a little bit. Marines jump back up into this medevac. The tank's getting taken down as well. It's going to be seen +2 melee coming through. The Mutas on the way out. +2 flyer attacks also being brought in for the moment. Those Mutas just going to go and force control. I mean, Dog, this is his chance to kind of break back out on 4 bases himself, so not exactly in the best of positions, but with a little bit of chance to fire back. He has cleaned up ByuN's pushes on the map for the moment, and that does again perhaps open the opportunities for him now to be aggressive and maybe find a little bit of something for himself over the next little while. Just make their way back to the center. Still got our 3-3 upgrade starting up from ByuN. He's on 2-2 to 2-1 at the moment, so he's already leading in upgrades. That's only going to go further, because with Lingbane Muta, you're going to struggle to get to Hive Tech, and if you struggle to get to Hive Tech, you can't start 3-3. So that's obviously a pretty big deal. You just come over, Medevac goes down. The Lings are going to get the wrap around to pick off the Marines there. Just continue through a couple tech labs, going to get picked away at, and just going to be seen now the SCV's in trouble. ByuN is pushing once more. Can Dog deal with this? The Widow Mines and Marauders in the front to try and deal with the Banes, and the Marines will deal with the Lings after. That's the game plan, and for the moment works out nicely. The Mutas are still causing trouble in the base of ByuN. Definitely not having the best of times against those for the moment. He's going to turn back onto the +3. Actually denies +3 attack, so well, I guess that's one way of making up for not having the Hive. Getting rid of +3 attack is the better upgrade to get rid of too, so a little bit of fortune there that's the one it started on compared to the other engineering bay that's still building. ByuN has got a 50 army supply lead though, and that's going to allow him to still be pushing on the other side and taking out that base. The Marines still going after some Mutas. Just going to see our +2 carapace again, still on the way up. He's going to get crashed into again. Those Banes coming straight by. coming all the way through the center of the map. So much creep spread being cleaned out for the moment. So much getting pushed back. ByuN's push is looking deadly. 60 army supply lead. There's barely enough banelings to even think about reaching the bio. Widowmine's going to deal with the first round there. 12 more banelings more. I'm not sure how much of a difference they are going to make. They're going to try and go for those Marines. They do go deep. ByuN splits. He lets a few Marines go down. He's got plenty to tie up this series here on Babylon. ByuN is going to get it done against the Ling Bane Muda of Dark. ByuN, giving us a... In the top right-hand corner of the map is going to be the blue Zerg player, who, again, Ling Bane Muda didn't quite work out for him well enough in that last game. Wasn't quite able to keep it up and keep it running. It is Dark. The bottom left, our Red Terran, ByuN, really finding the pressure, really finding the openings, really keeping it all going in that last one. So now we get to our game 3. Thanks for joining us today, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, hit the follow button. If you're really enjoying, do consider supporting the channel by subscribing, etc. Always goes a long way, always helps out a bunch. It's always greatly appreciated. Alright then. Hatchcast Pool. And we are going to be seeing a CC first out of ByuN, so mixing it up game to game really is not going for the same opening twice, really is just going to make sure to keep this as something different every single round at the moment. Trying to keep Dark on edge, keep Dark guessing a little bit as well. Obviously there's a lot of benefits to that, as just have ourselves the spawning pool going up in the back. Drone still coming in. All of that coming through momentarily. I'm going to go 2 barracks behind this here then from ByuN, but he's going to hide the second one back a little bit, try and make it a more difficult scout from Dark over these next few moments, try and make him really work to see what exactly is going on. About to finish. Barracks on the way up. That's going to be double orbital building here from ByuN, so getting that ready to roll for the moment. That's coming up. Bane that's coming down. Fueling's coming through. So we are going to be seeing that Bane that's pretty quick. So it looks as though Dark might just be deciding to Bane bust ByuN super early on here. If ByuN's going to be bio heavy, then obviously a Bane bust can actually be pretty good. You're not going to have Hellions, for example, to help you protect or defend. So it's going to be pretty neat. There's a couple of Lings coming about. For a moment or so. Again, trying to distract Dark, making him laugh for a moment. All the dirty strategies being brought out right now. Bane still continue through, a couple of Lings coming up. We do see depots at the front of that wall, but this Baneling bust is getting set. Dark is not messing around. He's going to be aggressive. He is going to go, go, go. As the Banes are ready, ByuN is making 5 Marines at a time. The Lings are going to lead forward. The first Marines are actually on the low ground as well. These Marines are going to have to run back right now. The Lings do not want to go after the SCVs, of course. The Lings would like to go after... sorry, the Banes don't want to go after the SCVs. Oh, my goodness. Okay, the depot's down. The Lings are going to get in. So the Banelings do not bust down the depots. The Lings are going to be in for the surround on the Marines, but the Marines will clean up. 12 SCVs killed is not enough here from Dark. That ain't going to do it. 12 dead workers. ByuN is actually on a worker lead as Dark now begins to drone up beyond this. Now he begins to move into this next step of the game. Just going to be having ourselves the burrow coming up and a whole bunch of everything else on the way through too. Wings going by, not quite able to get in there. Let me see, Marine still moving around out on the bottom. Just going to come out, go after a few of those lings. Trying to see a little bit more of what we can get done. More Banes is going to come morphing in. Set with that. And try and see just what we might be able to do for the next little while. Couple drones coming out in all this set. It's going to be seeing our Marines still moving around for a moment or so. Let's see what we can do. That burrowed baneling boner is going to be massive, isn't it? Oh no! Who expects burrowed banelings at this point in the game? Not ByuN! Dark blows him up. That's the entire attack stopped right now. Boom, just like that, we're done. Dusted, easy peasy. All finished. Kind of bonkers, no? That's kind of bonkers. What a play. What a play. Let's see a few queens coming up, and we continue through for the moment. Gonna see a few Banes split around a little bit as well. Just gonna be seeing our couple queens still coming up too, so bringing all of this about. Just gonna be having ourselves a little bit more coming through for the moment. Medevac still coming through. I'm just going to be seeing plenty of reactors coming up as well, so all of that is still being brought into play. Just a call at the moment here. Marine's going to get pushed back, not going to be able to find anything over towards this side of the base, so they're going to get pushed away for the moment as well, and able to again get really anything going. With that, ByuN really desperately just trying to find some openings, but again, not necessarily doing the best for him just at the moment. You see our Marine's going to continue to push out, Queen's going to take some damage. Queen's going to come through, those Marines are going to continue to sit around for just a little bit. Going to be seeing our couple of Banes continue to take some shots, so continue through with all of that, and we do have ourselves the Queens continue to fight. The Marines in the main base, but there's also Marines on the right-hand side. ByuN has a +1 attack upgrade, and he's just trading himself, trading very well for himself. There's not enough Banelings to deal with this. Turns out the initial burrowed Bane is not going to be able to do it, as we just see our Marines continue to kind of get it going. More Banes going down. It does look as though ByuN is going to take us to a game number 3. Game number 4 with a 2-1 lead for himself. Marines and tanks gonna come pushing forward. That's gonna be seeing a couple more Banes gonna get caught here. That's going to be GG's. ByuN takes a 2-1 advantage here in the best of In the bottom left-hand corner, the red Terran player. It is going to be ByuN. As in the top right, our blue Zerg, sorry, is going to be dark. Alrighty then, guys. Game number 4 of our series. We'll get this underway. This barracks going down the front. Get that set up. So we're going to have some Reapers to begin with. Color racks coming through. Just going to be seeing our hatch and gas all coming up. Oh, we're going to see a third Rax from ByuN, so he's actually going to go for a little bit more aggro on the Reapers. Just popping up, gonna see that spawning pool coming in, couple drones still building. We have our hatcher on the natural is going to be finishing in just a second. That completed, as we do have our first Reaper begins to move out toward the middle of the map. So ByuN into the middle of the map there with the Reaper. There we go. And a couple of those Reapers coming out then, so he's gonna have a lot of pressure because of the 3 racks. As that Reaper comes about, it's going to hit the drone a little bit. Just going to be seeing our Lings taking some damage. We're going to be backing around. Yo, King Lutu, thank you so much for the Prime sub, by the way. Appreciate it, buddy. And hey, welcome everyone from the Inu stream as we continue bringing you guys the games. Gonna knock down a hatchery. Just gonna be seeing the Reapers coming through. Gonna go after the drone. Gonna be seeing that Reaper still bopping about a little bit. Just gonna be seeing that Reaper's hopping through. Feedling's gonna try and get a wrap around here. Grenade. Well, ByuN's usually pretty good at dodging with these Reapers, but I think they're just a little bit too much trouble to begin with. Reapers coming back through, a couple Lings going down. Just going to be seeing a lot of the damage being done. Ling is going to get completely cleaned up. It's a pretty good setup from Dark then. Ling's going to come through. Going to be seeing our Lings coming about. It's going to be seeing them actually knocking down a couple of the reactors here, so this is just something you can't do much about apparently at the moment. A few Marines just chilling out over there for a few moments as we have our stim pack coming through, and just going to be having the starport coming up as well for a little bit. Not up and rumbling. I was going to see that stim, that +1 all coming through. Just going to be continuing to get set for a little bit. As you have our upgrades coming through then. Should put us in a pretty good spot. Going to see a couple of reactors coming through for the moment. Just going to be seeing if Marina's going to go in after the Overlord as well. Going to go for a little bit of that one for the moment. Factory moves over. CC coming in. A couple of medevacs coming by. Get this up and running. Evo Chambers, Bane Nest. All this still coming through. The lag coming up as well. It's going to be having Dark. Really feels as though he's going to be in some good control. His work account especially is in a very good place already, so that's looking pretty neat. Plus one attack, combat shields coming out a little bit. Still got the Spire on the way up as well, so still bringing that through into this also. The Marines going to start stemming in, try and see what it is we might be able to do here as the Marines come by. Going to go after a few of those drones. I mean, this is where ByuN can perhaps try and find his way back into this a little bit, try and find a little bit more. Queens are going to be there, just going to hit their medevacs back. Defense is there from Dark. So only 3 bases from Dark, but of course, 7 minutes in, I guess that can be something he can work on in the next few moments, perhaps, as we see our Lings still just gathering together. Plus one armor upgrade is actually on the way for ByuN as well. Try and bring himself to the 1-1 setup as well. So just going to get himself going toward that, as we do have our Spire coming through from Darks. Also mixing that up a little bit, so something a little bit different for us there. As our Ling's still coming through, a few Marines backing it up for just a couple seconds. It's chilling. As we do have our Mutas on the way, so Dark is going to really mix this game up a little bit. In the next few moments, getting those mutas out, that's going to be a very different approach. He's going to get a counterattack onto the 3rd base as it was barely set up. Going to be seeing a few SCVs coming back around, some Lings coming around as well. Just going to be having ourselves a +1 armor. Still coming through too, as our Lings continue on to the reactors here. He's going to help break those down. Those reactors have not had a good time this game, have they? They've been consistently in trouble. Absolutely non-stop. In a bad place, as just going to be seeing Bane's coming through. A couple of tanks going to get sieged. Well, ByuN still trying to make something happen with this attack, and for the moment it's actually looking pretty respectable, to be fair. Not going to... It could be going a lot worse, basically, put it that way, as you do see these Marines continuing through. SCV's going down the other side. I mean, ByuN is just under so much pressure to get something done right here and right now. He needs to really try and get this going, as we do have our drones going down. He's getting damage done. Is it enough? His army supply is still good, and the Baneling's currently stuck behind Queens. Here are the mutas, though. These medevacs will not get out of here alive. That's going to be the whole new problem. That's going to be the issue, because now everything is forced to fight. But we actually target down a fair few of the mutas. Some of them super low HP at the very end. Kind of thought something else might come about, but it doesn't apparently happen. As we get our Lings strapping around, those Marines in some trouble. And those Marines will go down. We're still moving about a little bit. We see the rest of our drones coming about here, just for a few moments. Well, the game settles honestly, supply-wise, 5-worker lead for Dark. Not bad for ByuN, chasing him down there. Army supplies are playable. And of course, Dark is Ling Bane Muta, which is maybe not the best composition as we continue by. Right? Ling Bane Muta is something that generally kind of runs out a little bit further down the line. And we've seen how it... Artifact here going to get pushed away. Nothing really done on that one. It's going to be Cinnamon just going back through, grabbing a couple more Marines. And the Marines is going to split apart. Back away from that massive Banelings as the Muta's still overhead. The Lings, the Banes coming through. Let's continue to unload, continue to get set here. We do have ourselves the T2 melee upgrades also just building along. That's going to be an upgrade lead from Dark, actually, which is going to be really nice for him once he gets that in favor over his opponent. ByuN's 2-2 is just that much. A little bit further behind at this point. As Marines will grab a couple more of those Banelings, still pushing up the right-hand side here. Two Banes getting picked away at. Just going to be seeing our Bio continue to come through, continue to jump. The Mutas are going to go jump on top of the reactor there. As you are going to see some more Banes going down. Feels like ByuN is really getting himself some pushes that Dark is just not dealing with at all. Feels like Dark is having a bad time trying to shut down some of these attacks at the moment here. It is not looking pretty. As our Mutas continue to go, the Orbital Command taking some more damage. Now just going to be seeing the Medivacs here taking a few more shots as they are going to get targeted down. ByuN losing 15 SCVs back at home, more important than ever before that he does well over here. As we do have our 2-2 upgrades still coming through. He's just going to go after the factory for a couple of moments still, and well, we do get rid of this hatchery, so, I mean, 2-2 still on the way up, behind for the moment. Hydra's on the way out to try and stabilize a little bit. We'll see if that can actually perhaps make a bit of the difference here that's necessary, that's required. Marines all pulling back down and back over in this position for just a moment or so. And 2-2 upgrades still coming out as well, so bringing this in on top of everything else. As we are going to be seeing the +1 missiles. So on from Dark, like I say, definitely kind of doubling down on the Mutas a bit. ByuN's economy's in a bad place. Still feel like he's okay army-wise, though. The Marines will be drilling. Just going to see the Bio coming through. A couple Lings coming about as well. Final horse pulling all the way back for a few moments as we just have our Lings jumping in. Marines will be taking some shots. Hydra's Lings continuing through, just going to be having the +1 missile upgrade coming up as well. So all of that coming in. The Burrow still setting up. Ling Bane Hydra still moving around the map just that little bit. ByuN pulling back now, just a few moments. You see the Hydras coming out again, more and more of those being brought into play. Still that Bioforce coming around too, just going to be having this army pushing forwards. ByuN is still equal army supplies. I do feel like Dark's getting better and better with his army though, and especially, you know, beforehand he had those upgrades, it was helping him right there. The upgrades were even. ByuN continues up to the high ground. He is not going to stop unless he really believes he has to turn around, and he'll fight till the bitter end, although I do think the bitter end is coming sooner rather than later here. As we are just going to be having our Lings, our Mutas continue to chase the Hydras as well, also coming around. Dark is going to get the game. He's going to tie it up. We are going to go to... in the bottom right-hand corner, we are going to start with our blue Terran player from the Shopify Rebellion. kind of felt like he might have been able to find the momentum he needed to do a bit better there towards the end, but it wasn't quite the case. It is ByuN. As in the top left, Blue Zerg from Dragon Kaiser Gaming. It is dark. Alrighty then, game number 5 all comes down to this, my friends, as we figure out just how this is gonna go. Got a barracks already down on the low grounds, just gonna get that set up. I'm just gonna be seeing a hatchery coming through. A few drones coming in as well, just for the moment. A couple of barracks will yet started as well. You're going to see a third Rex even, so once again going towards that 3 Rex. We've seen that once already today. I'm going to see it yet again right now. We're heading in towards it as we get ourselves settled. Speed, couple Reapers, all of this coming out. We'll see how well Dog deals with the Reapers this time. He did very well against the Reapers last time, honestly. So yeah, potential for more again is just have our bits and bobs coming about. Just going to be seeing the Reapers going to start fighting against a few of those lings, trying to see what we can do. The Reapers coming up just for the moment there. It's going to be seeing them still trying to find a way to get a little bit of something done, picking their way through the hatchery. Obviously, generally a third hatch shouldn't be allowed in these sort of situations, right? You know, when you're playing through Reactor, you should pretty much always be able to put the pressure on well enough to deny this hatchery, and it's pretty much a guarantee. As Dark, you let it sit there for a while because it is essentially tanking the Reapers. It is taking the Reapers' attention, you know, over here instead of, you know, having them being a bother elsewhere. As you see 16 lings then still in production and ready to try and really deal with this a bit further down the line. Stimpack coming through. Do have, obviously, that's just going to be starting the transition pretty early, considering it's 3 racks. Expected Reapers to probably stick around for at least a little while longer. I'm going to see the Reapers kind of stuck in a corner here, but are they stuck or are the Lings stuck trying to fight them? No, the Reapers definitely stuck. They're going to go down again 2 times now. Stimpack still coming through, a few more Marines coming out, a couple of drones on the way in. Getting this a rolling here as we continue by. The Stimpack about to finish the bin. We'll be able to start applying the pressure as we work through this. Just going to be seeing ourselves a few Marines popping out. Just going to be seeing ourselves the command center coming through for a few moments. happy to just get himself settled on the first little bit here. Double Evo Chamber going to go down over in the main base. Is going to get that set up straight away. Get those Evo Chambers popping immediately. And a couple of units continue to mess around and find out a little bit what exactly is going on. Combat Shield coming up as well. Let's continue to bring that through. As we have ourselves the rest of this continuing about. Melee upgrades coming by. All of our Marines actually still just stacking up. ByuN is still waiting for a chance to make a larger push, as we do have the couple of extra barracks and so on coming through. He's obviously moving into his 3 base right now, so getting that ready. Medevac loading up. Marines are going to come about. So just seeing those melee upgrades coming up. Just going to be seeing our Marines unloading into the center here as well. Just going to be seeing a little bit more creep spread and taking down as we continue to push through. Just for the moment. ByuN, first time getting his kind of units across the map here a little bit, and we'll be able to kind of keep things going. Marines going about as well. As Marines and Medevacs continue through, we do have ByuN still pressing into the middle of the map and still looking to try and find these fights, try and find this pressure that he's looking for. He is just trying to get as much done as possible, as we do have our Marines going to stem through a little bit. Creep spread and start getting knocked down. As he gets onto that forward position, you can see supply-wise, armies are still pretty good from ByuN. We are improving right now from Dark with the Infestation Pit coming up, so he is trying to get a little bit more tech on the way for himself. So still working on that here. As our Marines continue to fight the Lings, the Banes continue through, getting a bit of a wrap around, a couple of shots going out, and Medevac's now going to have to lift up. Good defense from Dark, because he's going to push his opponent away, for the moment at least, so it is going to be able to stabilize a little bit at the moment. Marines are still pushing in from this right-hand side, though still trying to find just a little extra at the moment here as well, as we do have ourselves the Lings do immediately wrap about this, however, so not wasting too much time. Just gonna see our Marines continue to come through. A few of these creep tumors continuing to go down. Our Lings do get a wrap around, picking off the Widow Mine for a moment. I'm just going to be seeing our Hive still coming up, our Ling Bane still coming up as well. Groove Spine's also being produced. Looks as though Dark is fairly comfortably going to make it to this next stage of the game for himself, so able to get through to that next part. We'll see, it's always scary in the initial stage when the Terran has these first few pushes coming up. You're not fully set up, not fully ready to go just yet or anything. Not too. Still just building in and just going to be seeing the drilling claws also coming up, so ByuN going to continue with the Widow Mines for a little while at the very least, so that seems to be part of his plan here as well. Bane's actually doing pretty well as he jumps on forward. Is it going to be enough to get all the way through? Just going to be seeing the medevac's going to have to lift up and back away from this. So, for the moment, just going to back it up and get out of there. I'm not going to be able to find quite the fight he's looking for. Dark's obviously on the 5 bases, so set up pretty nicely in that regard. His setup in that situation is at least pretty decent because he's going to be able to hold tight, not be in too much trouble or so. This little drop trying to find something, not really finding much just yet though, as we do have adrenal glands still coming up. Big fight actually as Dark continues to push down. Just, you know, Bane Hydra coming out here and still just having the pushback. Dark a little bit supply block though, that might affect him in the next couple of moments, as we do see the Hydras though still going. For the moment, it looks as though Dark really is just on the chase to close this out and to shut this down. It's going to be seeing the adaptive talons on the way, so again, all the way through to lurkers. ByuN going to have to start fighting into these later game scenarios here. If he wants to, well, stay alive in this game, he doesn't really have much of an option. That's just the way this game is going. Todd Z, thank you so much for the 18-month resub on the Prime, as the action gets ready to resume in a moment with Vipers, Adrenal Glands. Again, a lot of the good tech now popping out from Dark. Three still on the way up as well, still just bringing this in. That's the one thing that I guess ByuN has got quite nice and quickly. The 3-3 is very quick to come about. Nice Nevik on the way up, some more lurkers are all being brought out as well. A few more ghosts also just coming through, as our size spines will be coming up. With your melee upgrades coming through, the seismic spine is still coming, the lings are on the way. Again, this is ready to roll as a few ghosts coming out as well here. Well, Hellbats even, obviously later in the game, these Hellbats, especially if you get them Blue Flame, can be absolute heroes, so definitely looking to see if anything like that will come about as our Bane Hydra continues to again keep the pressure up on that right-hand side just for the moment. Three on the way through. As you have a couple of Hellbats just trying to go after that. It doesn't see Hellbats so soon as you don't have Blue Flame or anything yet. I feel like usually you would set up more into that before you really commit to them, you know. Obviously it's not the case here, so Dark just having a couple good fights. He's actually going to get these lurkers in great position, just taking down a lot of SCVs all at once, quite frankly. So doing very well for himself as his snipes lining up as well, putting themselves in some good spots. Snipe, 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 trying to work our way through the lurkers. ByuN doing what he can to try and keep himself in a bit of a better place right now. Seeing our poking coming up for these ghosts as well, as we do see Nidus is popping around the map. Dark really looking to keep up the pressure. Dark really looking to try and bring the fight just a little bit at the moment, as Nidus will get denied over on this side of the map at the very least. And look, firing away, just going to be seeing the siege tank getting a few more shots off. Just going to have ourselves the couple more moments again set as this lurker will go down. The tank actually survives. ByuN has still been losing a lot of SCVs throughout this. I feel like he's lost just repeatedly SCVs every single moment. Chasing the lurkers out, mind you, so doing pretty well with that. He's forced to lift off this base, so it's kind of, I mean, honestly, I feel like Dark is doing very well. It really feels like Dark is succeeding just around the map at the moment. Doing pretty good for himself, as we do see Burrow and everything coming through too. So trying to make use of that. Also getting the pathogen gland, so even looking for some of the infestors a little bit further down the line here as well. As we do have the flings and everything else continue to come by. Siege tanks continuing up for just a little bit. And a lot of tanks, so ByuN might just play a very, very passive game where he just says, cool, I can sit back and I can really wait it out if I need to. And that's the kind of game I'm very happy to play if necessary. As the burrow comes out, the pathogen glands comes in. A lot of Lingbane on the upper right-hand side, going to continue to kind of come through as we do see shots coming about. Banelings are going to come running straight in here and just going to try and bust down. They are going to get a planetary fortress, so an immediate pick-off on that. Going to be very nice and tidy. There, I was a fat kid. Thank you so much for the 31-month resub. Welcome back. Welcome back. Appreciate it as Infernal Pre-Igniter comes up. Definitely expected that a little bit sooner. That's because we already had the Hellbats building earlier, right? That's the main reason I'm kind of saying that. Heal Parasite coming up as well, so Doc is absolutely ready to play the late game, isn't he? He is absolutely set to go to these later stages as we do see the bio coming about, a few ghosts setting up there. The Medivacs will load up. We've seen that +3 missiles still coming through as well, still bringing that through just for the moment. Sellings are gonna bust on in. Dog has been very aggressive, right? Like, he's been setting up to come into these positions all the time. Kind of feels like he just does not want to play a game where ByuN is allowed to just sort of sit back and, you know, do that massive turtley kind of bio style that he does. +3 missiles coming up as we have ourselves the next wave of Zerg getting set again. It's going to be seen on Nice on the top, just going to get picked away a little bit. It's going to be seeing a few Banes going through, +3 missiles coming out. Just for the moment. And Nidus coming up as we do have the Banes over here, going to find a couple of ghosts and so on. ByuN is actually a little bit lacking in supply for just a couple of moments now, and you see these Banes going to crash in, actually going to find a few ghosts. Always nice to grab those, especially when ByuN doesn't have, you know, much of a bank built up or anything. Snipe, 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 and again, that's where the ghost can be very good, shutting down these lurkers in a big way. Obviously is a massive aid as we now have the +3 vehicle weapons coming through. The Knights on top of a tank there, but the units show up. They're going to be able to kill this off or just fight the lurkers that pop out. I think that's a mistake from Dark, too committed to the idea despite seeing the units showing up, and he probably could have still saved these lurkers. He's still trying to keep them alive. Blind Clouds coming down as well just for a moment too, and it's going to be seeing the Parasite Bomb getting a pick off as well. Just going to be seeing our +3 vehicle weapons coming through, Ghosts, Hellbats, and tanks all coming out. Hydras and Infestors continue to build. 32 Zerglings coming up in production. Our Ghosts coming by there, going to pick off a couple of the Changelings, and gun supply is still just struggling along. Still just struggling away here that little bit. Can be seen our couple of ghost snipies going around up in the corner. As our vehicle weapons still continues through as well. It's just bringing that out, bringing that up. Sniping away. Lingbane Hydra still taking some shots here as we do have the orbital burning away on the bottom side. Bane's Hydra is going to go diving through. It's going to be seeing a few SCVs going down. Dog really getting control of the map here in a pretty big way at the moment, so doing pretty well for that. We've seen a couple of SCVs going down, some damage being dealt for a few more moments. Can be seeing our Ghost still coming through, looking to get a couple of snipes going. Just going through, Link's going through. Gonna be seeing this couple of abducts coming down as well, as we do have ourselves a tank getting picked off here. Just gonna be seeing the army continues to kind of go back and forth with each other just for the moment. And still trying to bust through. It still feels like Doc just has so much control of this game, right? And it's going to be seeing our Link still coming by, still coming through here just a little. Just going to be seeing our Bane's crashing through for a tank for the Ghost. We do have ourselves ByuN. It feels like he's just been scrapping along this entire time. Feels as though he's just still trying to hold on to this. Doc has so much of the map. ByuN plays some very good games in this kind of way, in this kind of style. He really does. You know, ByuN is actually sometimes some of the stuff to get going is we just have ourselves the little bits and bobs coming about. Hydra, Ling's going to come running through. Hellbats are trying to do what they can defensively here as we just have ourselves the Neural Parasite on a siege tank is going to be kind of cute as well, splashing up the Ghost a little bit. Gonna be seeing the Hydras and the Lings still coming out. A lot of this still just coming on through for the moment. It's gonna be seeing our Medivacs join up. The Hellbats and the Ghosts are gathering together. Tank's still on the way out. ByuN obviously is trying to fight to the top right. If he can get to the top right base, then that would be really, really nice for him. He kind of needs this one to realistically have a shot as this game continues by. Luck is going to try and burrow up towards these Ghosts. That's why Dog doesn't trade so hard. And I tell you what, Dog's bank is really not so great either. I actually really felt as though Dark was going to be in a little bit more of a commanding position throughout. And I feel like he was. Like, he's got the map and everything, but his trades have just not been great. Look at the resources lost. 20k difference. ByuN is finding himself the efficiency necessary to have a shot here in this game when it really didn't look pretty for him for, you know, in a big way or for a long time. Just going to be seeing a few Banes still coming through. The couple tanks trying to get sieged up. Our Lurkers actually able to hold the position for the moment. The supplies are very similar, but it's mostly in the worker difference. There's actually an army lead from ByuN. So ByuN is going to have himself again, an army that can fight this, and again, Dark is out of gas, so Dark can't actually rebuild anything as useful as he should be able to now. This looks pretty rough for him. Hydras and Lings continue through. Like I say, he's just got so little gas. He doesn't have any banked up, at least. He obviously can mine some. There's a bottom left base that doesn't currently have gases on it either. So he could actually take these if he feels like he needs more gas, which I would say that he does, right? He's very mineral heavy at the moment, so any amount of gas mining might do well for him just to ensure he doesn't dry up sooner than he should be. The lurkers coming out, the Lings are coming through. And we've seen our army still around on the right side. Our Lings, our Banes coming up, our missile turret coming in, a couple of refineries producing as well for the moment, as we do have ourselves the army of ByuN moving up to the top side. Looking to again play defense around this base here on Grezvan. I think Hydra coming about, just going to go and pick their way through. That Planetary Force is taking some damage. Is this going to fall down? Like I say, this base is so important for ByuN as the game goes on. But if he can make Dark at least pay to deny it, then it is going to continue to, you know, be good for his cause. At least there's a continued benefit here. 6 more lurkers on the way up. Bunch more Lings coming in. Do see ourselves a couple of tanks, a few Hellbats. Still more of the same from ByuN. However, at this point in time, well, I mean, these last few tanks and Hellbats, ByuN is also kind of drained for cash. So he really is desperate that he keeps this base alive. And if Dark knows that, it might just be worth him still kind of going all out on that base. So yeah, it's a very fun city game that we're getting. Grezvan approaching 30 minutes now. As we do see our new extra Banes still morphing up. And even adding in a Libera, so Dark's still just playing with this kind of same army that he's played with the entire time. We've seen a few Infestors, we've seen a few Vipers, but we've not really teched up all that heavily, right? It's going to be seeing 25 SCVs going down, big bust as ByuN is going to lose a lot of his remaining mining here. Going to be having our Hydras, our Lurkers backing it up. 25 SCVs, like I say, is painful. Suddenly ByuN might be under pressure to just go with the army that he's got. I mean, how do you go when there's so much creep spread? It's not like you can just make one big attack. That's not going to work. That's not going to work out at all, in fact. So yeah, you probably can't really do that, and then yeah. Faster coming in, we're just going to be seeing our Lings and our Hydras continuing to come through as well, as now we got ourselves a couple of Ghosties still being brought up. Missile turrets are still being added on. Infest as well. This one Infestor is definitely looking around, looking for the fungal. A bunch of ghosts all joined up together there. Could have been a pretty nice catch, as a few more drones have gone down. Infestor's still moving about. Going to walk in range of a couple of tanks. Is not exactly going to be fun. And again, those are more expensive units, especially when gas has been the issue for Dark. Although he did fix up that base in the corner. I think that's obviously naturally going to help him quite a bit. Yes, he's maybe not as gas desperate as he was before. Especially as he dives in here. It's mostly Lings going down, although after the main portion of the fight, it is the Hydras that definitely seem to have a few losses on their side, which is a little bit more expensive to replace than the initial round of Lings and everything. Lings counterattacking through. ByuN just losing his production. These are also things he can't afford to replace. Losing an orbital, losing potential scans and mules, that energy that, you know, was previously available, no longer available. These things are adding up. It's going to be seeing tank ghosts still coming through. Just going to have ourselves a few Infestors and a few Vipers. All building up for the moment. A couple more SCVs have gone down. Things still going through. A couple of depots being picked away at. Again, plenty of Lurkers and Vipers still on the production tab, and that's the difference now. Dark really has found other bases to mine from, and he's really made the most of it. That 6 o'clock base especially is one that's definitely been of major aid to him, as our Lingbane Infestor makes a dive in here again. At some point, ByuN is just not going to be able to hang on against these fights. He just ain't going to be able to keep it going. Orbital for the moment will go back down one more time here. As our Lings wrap around a reactor for a couple of moments, and just going to see 12 SCVs currently having gone down. That just continues along. We are going to try and deny this base now as ByuN, but I think that's just way too late. It is the kind of base that's not, also meant to be ByuN's at some point. Or at some point it was meant to have been ByuN's. There's a couple of Lurkers still coming about. Just going to be seeing the couple of Hydras are coming through. Now Lurker firing away, Reactor taking some damage, and just having this army of ByuN being whittled away at. I mean, Dark's army supply is also losing out, though. If he can't get a final fight, it is perhaps a problem. And this is maybe the best time for ByuN, then, to actually go denying some of these bases, because it actually is at a point where he actually can deny some bases, because it's, the army just isn't there for Dark to actually stop him from doing it. So that's a real possibility as well at the moment. Ghost Academy coming up. A few Infestors on the way from Dark as well, bringing those out. Like I say, Infest is very efficient at this stage of the game, but he still needs to be able to take one final fight, and Infestors alone probably aren't going to do it. He's going to need a few more units along with him. Man, this is getting pretty darn tense, if I do say so myself. Dark, 33 minutes here in-game now. As we got some more Hydras, a few more Ghosts, still just trickling on through. More of that comes out. The more it seems as though we're going to have ourselves a... I actually don't, I honestly, if I want to pick a favorite in this game right now, I'm kind of a bigger believer in ByuN's army than I feel like I should be, I feel like I shouldn't love ByuN's army. I feel like there's a lot of reasons it should just kind of be overwhelmed here eventually, but, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of doing it for me at the moment still. A couple of Lurkers on the way out, Hydras as well, and a couple of Ghosts are also producing. As we do have our drones moving across long distance mining in this base as well. Yay. Don't think that long distance mining is going to be the major difference, but it does obviously have a little bit of an aid that it provides, right? It still is a little bit of an extra bonus or so. Our Lurkers continue to produce. A couple of Vipers still up in the skies. Some Ghosts are actually taking some a chance to get on the map as well. ByuN is still just mostly behind in that worker count, but he doesn't need that many workers because he doesn't have the bases to mine from anyway. Obviously, some of Dark's worker lead is being put into that other side of the map as well with the long distance mining, so just doing what he can where he can. Snipe's actually coming out on the Vipers. That's where ByuN is still going to find some major benefits. Neuraling up a Liberator there, and it's just going to be a tank getting abducted forward. Good, good Ghost bungle there, just stopping them from sniping for a little while. Dark really playing this top side corner for the moment, huh? He is kind of refusing to move away from this position as he sit tight for the moment or so. Lings and Hydra still producing through. Now, it does feel as though we're getting into more and more of a army advantage here from Dark, and he's continuously landing fungals. He just landed that Abduct as well. Both things that go a long way to helping. Those Lurkers coming through, the Ghost and the tank coming up. Like I'm still trying to move around. A couple of SCVs going to pull it back a little bit. Siege tank's still coming through as well, so still getting that on the way. I mean, every time ByuN can build a unit probably feels like a minor victory for him at this point. 36 minutes on Grezvan, probably one of the longest ESL Open Cup careers we've ever had, by the way, because there's some long round of 8 matches today, too, that definitely drew the event out, which means that we're still going at this point. Like I say, that's not usually the case. There's Lurkers and Festus, the Vipers all coming through. SCV is no longer able to mine here, so does ByuN have any mining left at this point? Probably not. 27 minerals, 60 gas. His income is absolutely at an all-time low, so really not looking good mining-wise for ByuN, which means that he should just get forced out of this game eventually. Like I say, it's taken a little while to get there, but it is slowly but surely happening. Income really is, like I say, super low from ByuN. He's got basically nothing at all. This game is very much on the edge for ByuN. He doesn't have, like I say, much else to hang on to any longer. One does seem as though we are heading to a closing point. A couple of snipes coming down. The Lurker taking some shots. Just going to be seeing an Abduct come by, and Liberator just firing up a shot on the Viper there, just for a moment or so. More snipes. Some Hydra still going down as well. Yeah, Liberator's sieging up. There's a couple more snipes once more. Gonna hit some of these Overseers. Big fight from Dark. This is it. This is what he's been waiting for. He has been EMP'd in a big way, though, and if he's got no energy on his spellcasters, they're kind of dead weight in the army, so that might actually be a little bit of the problem. In fact, is now we're going to snipe another Infestor that actually had energy. ByuN is going to try and do something. Couple more snipes, fungal growths. The battle of the spellcasters here as ByuN tries to push on forward. He tries to find himself away. Another fungal that's actually going to kill a ghost this time around. That will be going down as the army of ByuN chilling over on the right-hand side. This is just, again, like I say, kind of a little bit bonkers right now as we're going to get sniped wherever we can. ByuN somehow is still kind of surviving as he drains another base of Dark. Resources lost is 106,000 to 75,000. A 30k difference across this game. That is why this game is still going on in the way that it is. Isn't that just a little bit bonkers? Absolutely is what I say. Yeah, absolutely. Fungal's still coming down, trying to trap these ghosts a little bit here or there. You have the Hydra's got to be careful. Snipe, snipe, and if again every time you're losing a unit, it is going to be costing you. It is going to be adding up a little. There we go. Some Banelings moving through. Units can't necessarily dodge away from those Banelings every time. As just going to be seeing our Banes coming through, crashing in a little bit. Vesta's still popping out here, just going to be having ourselves the EMP coming down. The Fungal is going to land on absolutely everything, though. That's not going to cut it. That ain't going to be any good. That's going to be GG's. Dark is going to take it down, my friends. Dark is going to win it 3-2 today in the ESL Open Cup Korea after one hell of a battle. I mean, that really was one hell of a battle. Grezvan especially really had to work hard to